everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. So today I am coming in with a little bit of a different video, as you can tell by the title. And so I have gotten comments, questions, different things about am I doing some kind of collection or wardrobe staple or whatever the case may be. And so this video is a little bit of a different video. Caveat and disclaimer in the beginning, these are my personal opinions, and so however you feel that your sewing journey should be or should proceed, most definitely follow whatever your personal preference is. However, these are just some things I wanted to throw out there to have you think about as you're going along your sewing journey. Or you could be someone who's just starting your sewing journey and you're seeing everything about a collection, sewing wardrobe staples, 10-item wardrobe piece, minimalist closet, minimal wardrobe, module sewing. It is so much information, and depending on who you follow on social media, be it Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you have seen or have heard a variation of all of these different things. And so in this video, what I want to attempt to do is just kind of hone in on, perhaps help you decide maybe what the best path for you as a sewist, especially if you're a beginner, and which one you decide to go with is definitely a personal preference. But I'm going to jump into what I feel, how all of these different sewing staples, modules, 10-item wardrobe all kind of go hand in hand and overlap. So starting off, one of the things I want to start with is, and I have my notes, so I'm going to be looking down here and there. One of the things I want to emphasize is whether you're doing a collection, minimalist closet, wardrobe staples, module sewing, 10-item wardrobe, whatever it is that you're calling it that you're doing, know where you are as a sewist in your sewing journey. Because quite honestly, some of these, and just again from some of the comments I've read on my own videos, some of these different things can be overwhelming for people, and they're thinking, oh, that's just too much, or should I do a collection, or should I do a 10-item wardrobe? It's really going to depend on where you are in your sewing journey. So this video, we're going to kind of sort through some of that. And one of the first things I want to ask you as a sewist: why do you sew your clothes? First, answer the why. The why do you sew? You want to make sure that no matter what it is that you do, whatever you want to call it, that you know your why. And what do I mean by that? I mean, are you sewing strictly for work? Are these just, you don't mind buying t-shirts and jogging pants and different like casual type stuff? You don't mind going out buying that. But for your work wardrobe, you want something a little bit more fitted, more polished, something in fabrics that you prefer, different things like that, how you want to represent yourself to the world and maybe your work environment, no matter what line of work that you're doing, then maybe you need to consider that as one of the reasons. Are you sewing strictly for your children? Something like that. Because quite frankly, although, at least not that I have seen, even me personally, because I talk from a wardrobe staple standpoint, even me personally, none of these that I have seen have addressed that all of these don't have to be for you. Say you want to just sew for your children. You can create a collection for your children. You can create a minimalist closet for your children. You can create wardrobe staples for your children. You can create a module for your children. You can create a 10-item wardrobe piece for your children. You really have to, and this is what this video is about, is having you break the barriers of the box and think that, oh, if I do a collection, I can't do a 10-item wardrobe piece, or if I do a module, that doesn't fit into my wardrobe staples. When actually, if we go behind the veil, all of these overlap in some way, shape, or form. Now, they do have different components to them that you would need to pay attention to, that maybe you're more you're leaning more toward, if you're more an environmentalist or something like that, a minimalist, you really want to keep things very simple and very basic, there are certain aspects of each of these that you can really just adopt into your own lifestyle, whatever you feel is more comfortable for you. Who are you sewing? Would you just rather have casual clothes? Say your work wardrobe, you don't mind running to getting a couple pieces out from the department stores or big box stores like a Ross or a Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that. But your casual stuff, you want that to be a little bit more, have a little bit more variety into it, and you want to do a few little things to it. Consider that. Perhaps you're sewing for your spouse and they need special items and they just prefer to have their things fit a particular way, and that is something that you enjoy doing. These are all different needs that you need to evaluate on whether, okay, why am I sewing? What am I sewing for? Or is it just strictly a hobby? And none of that matters. And you just love the idea of doing a collection. You love the idea of doing a 10-item wardrobe staple. You love the idea of sewing a module. You love the idea of doing a minimalist closet. And this is just a hobby for you. You just want to have fun and sew all the things. That is perfectly okay. That is perfectly okay. But this first point is really to push the thought, why are you sewing to begin with? What need is that filling? Is it filling multiple needs? Is it filling a specific need? So consider that when you're deciding to do any one of these different types of sewing. Another thing to consider, second thing, what level of sewing are you at? And by that I mean, are you a beginner? Are you an advanced beginner? I consider myself to be more of an advanced beginner, but consider if you're a beginner sewer, it only, in my personal opinion, and I call what I do wardrobe staples, but like I said, I think all of these things interchange. You may or may not want to consider doing any one of these, only because as a beginner sewer, what you're really trying to learn is, I just want to learn how to sew a basic t-shirt. I mean, yeah, I like the idea of a 10-item wardrobe or module or wardrobe staples or having a collection, but can I just learn how to sew a t-shirt first? And so by all means, something like these different aspects of sewing might not be where you are right now. And that is perfectly okay. If right now all you want to do is just master sewing something simple, you don't want to be bothered with knits. Say you're a person that don't want to be bothered with sewing knits. You might not want to be bothered with sewing wovens. You're not there yet with sewing pants and skirts, not your thing. So you have to decide what level you are in your sewing journey and be honest about it. It does not say that today all you want to do is just kind of creep in and learn how to sew a t-shirt, a woven tee or a knit tee or whatever it is, something simple and basic, that by the end of the year, because you want to continue to learn and grow and expand on your sewing techniques, that you will expand into doing one of these other things, the modules, the 10-item wardrobe, the minimalist closet, because what it also is introducing to you when you're on your sewing journey, what becomes important to you. I will say, just from my own personal experience, when I got back into sewing, I grew up sewing, you all know my story, I've shared that, but then I had gotten out of it and I got back into it about 3 years ago heavily, and for me it was therapy after my dog had passed away, and so I just kind of jumped right into it, and it has been just a learning process for me. But when I jumped into it, I didn't know how to read patterns. I knew nothing about, my mind didn't even comprehend about things needing to fit a certain way. I just knew if it was too tight, I'm thinking, oh well, something is wrong with the pattern, when really, okay, measurements became a key. You all know I started learning about fit and making adjustments and different things of that nature. Those areas on my body that after sewing a few things, I knew that, okay, hey, I got a little bit more of a tummy that I need to consider. So I may need to make adjustments based on my stomach, lower, upper, my arms. Do I need, I have not had to make arm adjustments, bicep adjustments, but maybe you do. Maybe for me, I do have to occasionally do the sloping shoulder adjustment. I have to do the gaping neckline adjustment on occasion. And so it was after me sewing all of the things that become more of a reality for me. And so as a beginner sewer, for me personally, I just kind of sewed all the things, went down the rabbit hole, and kind of just did a lot of sewing just to get familiar with the sewing machine. Oh, my machine does this. Oh, okay, I can figure out, I can serge this maybe. Or, you know, just learning, blanket learning, because through that process, you have this learning curve. So then you kind of start out here and then you kind of peak up and then you might hit that valley. And that valley is where I'm going to talk to next. The third thing you want to consider is, are you now in that peak where it's like, ooh, now I'm learning more about bias binding. I'm learning more about piping. I'm learning more about doing certain kind of narrow hems. I'm learning more about how to do Hong Kong seam finishes. Oh, I'm learning how to do line jackets now. So now you're here, and now you're going to stay here for a little while, and now you're looking for projects that's really going to push you a little bit more beyond your comfort zone, beyond just a simple knit top or knit dress or knit skirt. Now you're going to get more into those more complicated constructions, say for instance jeans or jean jackets. Stay tuned, because this week I will be Thursday, I believe I'll have coming up. Just stay tuned. It should be Thursday. I'll have my jean jacket. You know, I've sewn a couple different coats that has multiple pieces to them, and so that peak there, and you might stay at that peak for a little while. So understand where you are in your sewing journey. You don't want to be locked into doing a collection, minimalist closet, module sewing, wardrobe staples, 10-item wardrobe, if you are just sewing these things thinking these are kind of some permanent pieces that you'll have in your closet. If they don't fit right, if the drape is not there, if you use the wrong fabrics, different things of that nature. So be careful in that respect when you're deciding to do any of these different things. Another thing is, the fourth thing is, do an inventory of what you need versus what you want. So some of these kind of gear you towards pieces that you may need to have as staples in your closet. So especially 10-item wardrobe. So 10 items, 10 pieces. The other ones, the wardrobe staples, I think I talked about mine. I'll talk about that towards the end. It's only like 6 pieces. So that's our staples, which means you can interchange them. Modules, even if you're doing the module, you can interchange those in between modules. If you have a collection, all of these, no matter what you call it, are in many ways accomplishing the same goal. It just depends on how you are approaching them for your personal need or your personal want, because that brings us into into the next thing I want to talk about. Are you a person that's going down the environmentally focused road? Again, after you've been sewing all the things, after you've tried this, tried that, that didn't work, that fabric, you realize you don't like to work with that type of fabric, or you want to work more with this type of fabric. Decide for your own personal journey, are you going down a more environmentally friendly path? If you are, well then one of these different things, options may work for you, or all of them may work for you. But again, hopefully my message is coming across. Me personally, outside of a couple different particular things, all of these are doing the same thing. I don't care what you call it. That's just my personal opinion. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's just a matter of your intention behind it and your purpose behind it. Because for some people, they might do, if they're a minimalist person, environmentally friendly, they only want to work with natural fibers all the time. They may only create, say, let's just call it a 10-item wardrobe piece out there. They may just do that 4 times a year. They may just keep 10 items that they create for every season of the year, depending on where they're living. Because for some of us, hot weather lasts a whole lot longer. Warm and hot weather lasts a whole lot longer across multiple seasons than just having like 4 specific seasons. When I was in Wisconsin, yes, I could say I need a winter wardrobe. I need a spring wardrobe. Our summer was very short, but I still want something for the summer and then something for the fall. So think about where you live. Are you traveling? You could just do travel wardrobe, but guess what? It's all the same thing. You just gotta think of it, because even if you sew, just think about it, even if you sew something specifically for a trip and you call it your travel wardrobe, it can be a 10-item wardrobe. You can create a module for your travel. You can create a collection just for your travel. You guys know I did that just couple years ago. I have my whole anniversary collection. I'll link it up above, but I had a whole anniversary collection that I made for my anniversary trip for travel a couple years ago. So it just all depends on your intent behind what it is that you're making, because some of these you may have more swimsuits as part of that collection or 10-item wardrobe. You may have less, you may have more shorts, or it just all depends on what you wear, how often you wear something, what you're comfortable with. And so that also brings me to the other thing you need to consider is, I think this is number 6. I stopped keeping count. But anyway, what is your financial budget? What is your financial budget? There's a lot of debate out in the sewing community about whether it's less expensive to sew your own clothes or if it's just cheaper to buy your clothes. For me, the jury is out. And the jury is out for me because it all depends. Again, if you're going back to a person who they don't want to touch polyester, they want to just sew with natural fibers, and that's all they think, and that can be a little bit more expensive. It all depends. Or long term, even if you sew nothing but natural fibers, perhaps on the long trajectory, it's cheaper. You know what I mean? It just all depends on your budget and what you want to invest in. And so for whatever it is that you decide that you want to do, you just have to take that into consideration, because everybody can't, all of these, whether you're doing a collection, minimalist closet, wardrobe staples, module, 10-item wardrobe piece, all of that requires, if you're sewing it all. And then this is not including if you decide to add bras, panties into the mix, but just talking about just garments, clothes, and different things of that nature. These things, you need fabric for that. You need patterns for that if you don't have patterns already, or if you're not drafting. If you're a person that know how to create their own blocks and everything, maybe that buying patterns is not an issue for you, but you still need notions. You need needles, you need thread. And the biggest commodity of them all, from a financial perspective, is your personal time. How much time are you willing to put in to doing either one of these things? To me, that's all part of the, financial aspect. For a lot of us, at least for me, it's very therapeutic. I love sewing. I enjoy it. I enjoy making everything and making all of the things. And so I'm not necessarily the best one to talk about from a cost prohibitive perspective or financial perspective. Now, I'm not going overboard, at least in my personal opinion. Again, that can be very subjective. So I try to keep my my fabric purchases to things as of late. You all know I've talked about that over the past few months. As of late, keeping purchases to things I actually need. It has to be something that I really like. At this point, if I buy it and don't know what I'm going to use it for, like recently I bought that denim. Don't know quite what I think I have a couple ideas what I'm gonna use it for, but I had got it for $3 something a yard from Joann Fabrics. You can't beat that for denim. And it's a really good denim. So stuff like that, you have to in storage space. These things, I mean, if you are, one of the things to think about, and you all know I talked about this too, this is also from a financial perspective. I've talked about this many a times. I rotate my closet a lot because let's just be honest. I don't care if you sewing what you want to call a collection, minimalist closet, module, 10-item wardrobe piece, and you're doing that on a consistent basis. You are amassing a lot of clothes. Now, for a lot of people, they want a lot of clothes in their closet. For me, it's a little different. We'll see how I do as I continue to lose weight. But for me, on my sewing journey, my closet will turn over just naturally as I'm losing weight. And so yeah, I'm going to be sewing quite a bit, and yes, it will seem like I'm accumulating a lot in my closet, but keep in mind, I will do closet purges. I donate to the Goodwill. I donate to a charity that gives clothes to women that are re-entering the workforce or just need clothes, so to churches, things of that nature. So that's what I do. Or if things don't seem to fit the way I want them to fit anymore or something like that, I will go ahead and remove those from my closet. Now, I used to do those videos more often. I have not shown you. I've done several videos where I've shown what I've donated and why. If you'd like to see me do those again in the future, leave that in the comment section down below. I will do that because I did just purge some other things, and so, but I didn't do a video for it. So let me know if that's something that you want to see, so you hear why. I did do a video on my most worn items, and I'll link that up above. And so that are still in my closet that I am wearing on a continuous basis. But from a financial perspective, you think about all the things that you're investing in to create whatever it is that you're calling it, that you're creating, that can accumulate over time. And so then you need to take inventory and sit back and think, do I really need all of this? Why am I creating this? And just think about, you can rotate, you can donate, you can move things in, move things out. You make 5 things, you separate from 5 things. You make 5 things, you separate from 10 things. Whatever it is personally that works for you. And if you're on a weight loss journey such as I, then you know, okay, every probably 20 pounds, you probably are gonna need to be shifting things out of your closet. And so, and then making other things if you can't alter them. So for some dresses, and again, from a financial perspective, some pieces you can take the time to alter as you're losing weight. You don't have to just get rid of it and make something else. That's not my story. You all know I am not into altering anything. And so I rather, for me, again, my time, I rather just donate that, move that on, and then make something else. So that those are different things that you definitely want to consider. So the next piece, I think we're on 7 maybe, I don't know. Overall, for my opinion, no matter what it is that you're calling it, whether you're calling it module sewing, wardrobe staples, 10-item wardrobe piece, a collection, no matter what it is that you're calling it, do know, like I said from the beginning, know your why. Know your financial constraints. Understand where you are in your sewing journey, and just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. No matter which one of these things that you do, just know what your intent is behind doing whatever it is you decide you want to call it, and share that out there on Instagram. Share, if you are on Instagram is free. Share it out there on Instagram, share it out there on Facebook. If you guys follow me, I am NaturalDane on Instagram and Facebook, as well as here obviously on YouTube. Share down in the comments, share your handle, follow me over on those different platforms, and let's share what you've been doing, what you're calling it. Is it your wardrobe staple? Is it your mom? So whatever it is that you're calling it, go ahead, share with others. Leave your handles and everything down below so everybody can go and follow you and see what you are doing, because I think all of these things are awesome and really enhances and encourage us as sewers to think of things. But I want to encourage you to even think further outside the box. Like I said, if your intention is really just to sew for your children, any of these things, you can make a collection for your kids, you can make a collection for your husband, you can make a collection just for you. No matter what it is that you call it, in my opinion, they're all the same. They have a lot of the same base bottom characteristics to them. And so again, it's all about your intent, where you are in your sewing journey. What curve are you on in your sewing journey that makes sense for you to follow either one of these things. And so to that end, for me, as I said earlier, I'm doing my wardrobe staples. And so my next wardrobe staple that I'll be sharing on Thursday is my jean jacket. So I will have my jean jacket. And you all know this wardrobe staple for me is a I laugh because I know I'm 2 years behind, but from here in the Houston area, I attend a sewing fashionista meetup group that's ran by Roz from So Much Fabric, and one of our assignments was to create our wardrobe staples. And so the wardrobe staples, just a quick recap, is the jean skirt, button-up shirt, dress slacks, v-neck tee, and a black dress. That's 5. I think I got everything 5. And so technically the only thing left that I need to do is my jean jacket, but I'm going to make another v-neck because it's supposed to be a classic tee. So for me, it's not going to be white. It's probably going to be I don't know what color, either black or tan, something neutral. Definitely it'll be an earth tone that I'll do. And then I'm going to do another pair of slacks using my pants block. And like I said, I'm wrapping up with my jean jacket. And I'll probably do another jean skirt only because I really don't have... Actually, I might not have to. I'll show you. Because once I'm done, like I said, I only have maybe 2 or 3 more pieces left to do. Once I'm done, I'm going to do a wrap up of my wardrobe staples and wear all of the different pieces together, accessorize them so you see how I wear everything together and how I'm interchanging them. And then you'll see for me what my wardrobe staples are. And then I will be transitioning to, you all know, I'll be transitioning into my mood board sewing, which actually, let me grab that. Okay, you all know I just shared this. Again, this is my same homework assignment from 2 years ago. It was more to inspire our sewing based off of different looks that we like. And it was to incorporate those areas of our life. So for me, what do I have what do I like to wear to work? What do I like to wear to church? What do I like to wear after work? And so that's what this mood board is. It's a lot of those different looks. I will be going into this once my wardrobe staples are done. And so this will be the next series of items I'll be working on. Now, I've said before, and I'll say it again, this is not something for me that I'm saying I have to have done by the end of the year. I'll do as much as I can this year because I will be sewing other things. I'm not necessarily a minimalist person, by no means. But I'm also not a person that have to have over an abundance of clothes in my closet either. But everything on here I want. And a lot of these things are interchangeable. I think I've said this before. A couple of these looks have jean jackets. I'm not trying to do 4, 5, 6 jean jackets. Maybe 1 or 2. But they can interchange with the different looks. These cardigans, same thing. I don't have to do 5, 6 different cardigans. I can do 1 or 2 that can interchange easily with whatever. And again, it's going to depend on the fabrics that I choose. But a lot of these will be piecemeal items that I'll be making in the coming weeks and months. So make sure you stay tuned if you haven't subscribed, because I am so excited. I actually already know several of these looks I'm going to do. I have patterns for pretty much everything. Maybe I still need a couple patterns, but believe it or not, I have a pattern for practically everything on this board. So I will be sharing all of that as well. So I hope all of these thoughts and everything helped you in deciding whether you're going to do a collection, whether you're going to decide to do a minimalist closet, whether you're going to decide to do wardrobe staples, a module, or 10-item wardrobe. Again, at the end of the day, they all are the same thing. However, the intent behind them can be just a little bit different, not that much of a difference, unless you're really an environmentally focused person and you just really want to stick to certain things by season or something like that. But otherwise, these all interchange very well. At least from the collection standpoint, the first person I ever heard talk about a collection was Emily Hallman. If you follow her on Instagram, she used to do her Friday features, and that was so much fun to see when her collections were put together and the different things that she did. And she did them by color mostly, and then even the modules. Follow Whitney here on YouTube, and also Tomcat Stitchery is Whitney, Tomcat Stitchery, and Carla as well here on YouTube. And because they're doing, I think they're doing the module SewAlong, the Great Module SewAlong, I think that's what it's called. I think it's still going on. I'm not 100% sure, but you follow them, even go back to their channels to at least hear them talk about what it's about, and the different features of it, aspects of it. The 10-item wardrobe, there are like a million videos on YouTube about wardrobe staples, about 10-item wardrobe, about minimalist closet. There are millions of videos on YouTube about that. So you won't have any problem with finding videos about those specific things, even about collections and stuff. So definitely do your research, sit back and figure out where you are in your sewing journey, decide where you want to go in your sewing journey, and decide, hey, you might be ready to jump into either one of these things, or you might want to hit the pause button and say, let me start with something simple. And by the way, if you're looking for a t-shirt pattern to sew, there are several videos out here on YouTube that talk about free sewing patterns. I have done two. I have done one free sewing pattern, a t-shirt pattern by Darren Doe, and I have done a pattern you will have to pay for, is Cashmerette Concord tee. I've done both of those sew-alongs here on my YouTube channel, and I will link to both of those either in the iCards and down below, so you can go follow the free t-shirt sew-along and then follow the pattern that you will have to purchase as a sew-along. So those can get you started in that direction, both of which can be lengthened into dresses if you like, prefer to wear dresses as well. So that is all I have today. Let me know what you thought of this topic. Let me know your thoughts on all these different things that I know are buzzing in the sewing world right now, whether you do a collection or wardrobe staples or whatever the case may be. What are you doing? How is it going for you? Leave that all down in the comment section below. Encourage each other. Again, like I said, one is not better than the other in my personal opinion. I like them all. I like different aspects of them all, because to me, in my opinion, they all kind of interrelate, but maybe you don't think so, and that's okay. But I do think they all interrelate. And for others, they're like, I don't care about none of that. I just want to sew, and that is okay too. Because you know, in this here, this is not a collection. This is going to be me sewing my mood, and this is a whole bunch of different type of things. It's not all related to what I really could make them all in the same kind of color coordination, color palette, but for me, no, that's a little boring for me. For something like this, I just want all the colors and different and there'll be quite a few solids, but for the most part, I want all the colors, all the prints, all the fun. And so yeah, so that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this video, and if you like to see something like this in the future, if you want to see me do my transition in my closet, when I transition again my closet for donation, let me know that down below. I'll do those type of videos as well. If you have other ideas, go ahead and leave that down below as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. You all have a blessed rest of your week, and stay tuned on Thursday. I will have my jean jacket video and review for you. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.